Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started. WWE legend Rikishi recently reacted on social media after Jimmy Uso sent a message hinting at a potential move to Monday Night Raw. The OG Bloodline member is currently injured. At Survivor Series War Games 2024, Roman Reigns' OG Bloodline faced Solo Sikoa's stable. During the bout, Jimmy Uso jumped off the top of the steel cage on Jacob Fatu. However, this dangerous move ended up costing Jimmy as he broke his toe in the process. Meanwhile, one of the biggest bloodline clashes of next year was recently announced as Roman Reigns is set to take on Solo Sikoa on Raw's Netflix debut on January 6, 2025. Following this announcement, rumors suggest that all the OG Bloodline members will shift from SmackDown to the Red brand in 2025. Amid these rumors, Jimmy Uso recently took to Instagram to upload a video package, seemingly announcing his appearance on Raw's Netflix debut. In his post caption, Jimmy also sent a message, thanking God for it. This post caught WWE legend Rikishi's attention, and he uploaded it on his Instagram stories. The Samoan stinker was sent a two-word message, hyping up his son's possible appearance on January 6, 2025. Jimmy Uso was brutally attacked on WWE SmackDown. During the latest edition of SmackDown, Jimmy Uso showed up to address the crowd. He came out with crutches due to his broken toe. During the segment, the OG Bloodline star talked about how proud he was of his family after Survivor Series War Games 2024. However, as soon as his promo was over, Drew McIntyre came out of nowhere to hit a claymore on the 39-year-old. Following the Scottish Warrior's attack, Nick Aldis came out to lash out at McIntyre and asked him to leave the ring. It remains to be seen what the Stamford-based promotion has planned for Jimmy Uso's future. The backstage area of WWE SmackDown was buzzing with anticipation. The air was thick with rumors of big changes on the horizon. As the cameras moved away from the arena, a hush fell over the locker room, where many superstars were talking in low voices about what was happening. Jimmy Uso's name was being tossed around with more frequency than usual. The long-standing member of the Bloodline, known for his bond with his twin brother Jey Uso, had been a staple of SmackDown for years. But recent rumors suggested that he might be on the verge of making a dramatic shift, moving to WWE RAW. This change had fans speculating, wondering what this could mean for the Bloodline, for Roman Reigns, and for the future of the WWE. Would Jimmy Uso truly make the jump? How would this affect the legacy of the Usos, and would it impact his relationship with his family, especially with his twin brother, Jey, who had already had his own share of twists and turns in the saga of the Bloodline? The rumors intensified when Jimmy sent out a cryptic message on social media. With just a few words, he hinted at something major coming his way. The tweet simply read, "Big decisions ahead. Change is coming. #WARRAW." It wasn't long before the message caught the attention of his family and the wider WWE universe. Fans flooded the comment section, speculating wildly. But one response stood out above all, a direct reply from Jimmy's father, the legendary Rikishi. The fans didn't know what to expect, but when Rikishi's response dropped, it left them stunned. His reply was only two words, "Do it." The weight of two words. To anyone unfamiliar with the history of the Samoan dynasty and the Bloodline, these two words might seem innocuous. But for those who have followed the rise of the Usos, Roman Reigns, and the entire Anoa'i family, the message carried a weight of unspoken history, tradition, and family loyalty. Rikishi, as the patriarchal figure in the Bloodline, had witnessed the evolution of his sons and nephews in WWE. He had seen their trials, triumphs, and the way they had come to define the landscape of professional wrestling. For years, the Usos had been intertwined with Roman Reigns and the chaos of the Bloodline, each member contributing to the faction's dominance in the WWE. But now, a change was in the air. Jimmy Uso had come to a crossroads, and his decision to potentially move to Raw would be monumental not just for him, but for everyone around him. The phrase, "Do it," wasn't just a casual endorsement. It was a directive, a sign of trust and understanding. Rikishi had seen his sons grow, from tag team rookies to some of the most decorated and respected superstars in WWE history. Jimmy's potential move to Raw was a significant step in his own evolution. If Rikishi, the father, said do it, it meant there was something deeper than just a career decision. This was about family. It was about Jimmy forging his own path, about taking that leap toward something new and challenging. The significance of Jimmy's decision. For years, the Usos had been synonymous with SmackDown, with their high-flying tag team antics and their close ties to Roman Reigns. Jimmy and Jay had always been a team, their chemistry undeniable, and their bond as brothers made them a formidable force. However, recent events had put a strain on that connection. With Jay stepping away from the bloodline, Jimmy had found himself at a crossroads. Could he continue to be part of the faction, or was it time to carve out his own legacy? Rikishi's words of encouragement, "Do it," came at a critical moment. It wasn't just about what was best for Jimmy as a superstar. It was about what was best for him as a man. Jimmy had faced personal challenges, had dealt with the highs and lows of being part of one of the most powerful factions in WWE. And now, he had to decide what his next chapter would be. Rikishi's message seemed to imply that it was time to step out of the shadow of the bloodline and explore new horizons. But the decision was not one to be taken lightly. Moving to Raw meant potentially cutting ties with the family legacy he had helped build. The Usos would no longer be a unit. His move would have ramifications, not just in his career but in his relationship with his twin brother, Jay, and with Roman Reigns. The family dynamic, Jay, Roman, and the USO legacy. The Samoan dynasty was built on family ties, and the Usos' connection to Roman Reigns had always been a cornerstone of the bloodline. But as Jay's departure from the group indicated, loyalty in the bloodline was fluid. Jay's exit had left many questions unanswered. Would he return? Would he continue to stand by his brother Jimmy? For Jimmy, this was more than just a business decision. His relationship with his family, especially Jay, was something that would have weighed heavily on his mind. The move to Raw could be seen as a breakaway from the very foundation that had shaped his career, but it could also represent a necessary step for him to find his own path, separate from Roman's influence. It could be the start of something entirely new, a chance for Jimmy to reestablish himself as a singular force in WWE, independent of the bloodline's legacy. Rikishi's 2 words, "Do it," seemed to acknowledge the complexity of Jimmy's decision. As a father, he understood the importance of personal growth, of stepping outside of one's comfort zone to find what truly drives them. It was clear that Rikishi, despite the potential rift this decision could cause in the family, supported Jimmy's journey. He had seen his sons face difficult decisions in the past, and perhaps this was the moment Jimmy needed to step up, embrace the challenges that would come, and ultimately define his own legacy. The road ahead for Jimmy Uso. As the weeks passed, speculation surrounding Jimmy's potential move to Raw only grew. The tension was palpable, and fans eagerly awaited an official announcement. What would this mean for the Usos as a team? Would Jimmy's move drive a wedge between him and Jay? And what role would Roman Reigns play in this evolving storyline? But through it all, one thing was clear. Jimmy Uso was on the brink of something huge. Rikishi's 2 words, "Do it," may have been short, but they were powerful. They were a reminder that sometimes it's not about sticking to the familiar or staying in the comfort of tradition. Sometimes it's about embracing change, taking risks, and forging your own path, even if it means walking away from the family that has supported you for so long. In the end, Jimmy Uso's journey was his own to navigate. Whether he decided to stay with SmackDown, join Raw, or perhaps make a completely unexpected move, one thing remained certain. The blood that ran through his veins would continue to shape his destiny, and with his father's blessing, anything was possible.